Hey y'all, it's Kirk. So Ask Dr. Kirk, episode 14. I'm out here in the woods today checking on some feeders and showing off my awesome gray hairs coming in. Hope you enjoy. So our question today comes from a dear friend of mine, Dave from Arizona. Fortunately, Dave recently was ill and he texted me and he had talked about the old adage of feeding a fever and starving a cold, or actually the saying sometimes is the opposite way depending on where you're from. So I know a lot of you guys have heard that old thing. And Dave wants to know, is this a wives tale or is there some truth to this medically? Great question. So first off, and let me just say up front, no, a lot of the stuff's been debunked, but it's an interesting saying. It's an interesting origin. So all the way back into the Middle Ages, this came from, no one knows exactly where from, but Hippocrates was quoted as saying something similar about starving a fever. First time it was ever in print was in 1574 in a medical dictionary that hinted at us being able to starve a cold. Since then, this thing has been disproven. But let me explain why it was the way it was. And if some of y'all still do this because Meemaw told you to, let me tell you why the rationale was there. So the way that we understood diseases back in the day, of course, was much simplistic. In Hippocrates' days, they thought a fever was in and of itself its own disease process. They thought it was its own thing. So you were treating an actual disease when you were treating a fever. Now we know that a fever is, of course, a side effect of or a symptom of some other disease process going on. And we also know from my previous video, if you watched, that a fever is, of course, part of our natural immune system response, and a good thing in most cases. The body's heating up things to kill germs, so fevers are a pretty good thing. So why you certain parents are reading a number on a thermometer and knocking down this natural thing that helps your child is not such a great idea. Treat a feeling, not a number, we always say. But anyway, so the way that we understood diseases played into this thing. So they think about it this way. The way we understood the human body was just the way we understood the world around us. So what did we have back in the day? We had fire. And when we had fire, pretty simple logic. You fed a fire and it got bigger. You kept put more wood on it, fire's going to get bigger. So that rationale was then extrapolated into the human body. And we said, well, I got a fever, so I'm hot. So I don't want to keep giving that fire a bunch of wood or it's just going to get hotter and hotter. So I should starve myself so that that fever goes down. And were they right? No. No, actually the human body, as it's fighting off diseases, needs fuel. So starving typically is not a good thing in any kind of illness process. We really need to be giving ourselves some sort of calories. Hydration, it turns out, is much more paramount than getting, just calories in you. But if you've ever seen me in a sick clinic, some of you guys know this that have been to see me. I always say, hey, listen, when you're sick, I'm throwing the food pyramid out the window, man. I want calories in you, and I really don't care. As long as you don't have some sort of big medical issue or contraindication for you to take on certain calories and certain type of foods, I usually let my patients go nuts, man. And I'll say, okay, as long as you don't have a problem with this, salty's actually kind of good right here, or greasy's actually kind of good right here, or I'll send you to go eat something pretty awful because I need fats and I need just calories back in you. So that's on certain cases now. Don't just take that as a blanket permission from Dr. Kirk to go crazy at a buffet or something. But I'll tell you a funny story. I learned under one old surgeon a long time ago. This is kind of an aside, but when he ever had a patient that had a stomach bug or a stomach virus or going through it, at the tail end of it, pun intended, I guess, he would make them go to the Mexican restaurant or a Chinese restaurant or somewhere and just gorge themselves. And his philosophy was this. He said, well, when there's a mean dog ripping up all your insides, man, send a meaner dog in after to chase it out. Was he right? No, that sounds torturous. But I always remember that when he was going to tell them to chase the booty demon out of them. I don't know. Anyway, so Dave, sorry. Back to your question. Is this an old wives' tale? Yes, it very much is. The thing you need to be doing, man, is you need to be hydrating. You need to be getting your salts back in you. So a lot of illness processes kind of sap away our appetite because the body is signaling us, hey, listen, I don't have a whole lot of time to be digesting stuff right now. So it kind of turns the volume down on the appetite button, so you don't have to eat a whole lot, and that's not good because we need to be getting some calories back in us and getting some hydration back in us. So anyway, I hope this helped you, Dave. This was Ask Dr. Kirk, episode 14. Keep them coming. I know I'm backlogged a bunch. I'm getting to your questions. I promise I'm gonna get to them. But do keep them coming because I love this stuff. I hope you are enjoying it. Like, share, comment. I'd love to hear it. I don't want my comment section to be filled with the whole, but my Meemaw said, yeah, I get it. Anyway, love y'all. Mean it. See you on the next one. Ciao.